Hello, I've actually been meaning to post this video for quite some time now, but I haven't actually had a chance to any time to myself to just kind of sit down and record it, hence why I'm still up at 2:30 doing it now. I haven't really planned out what I'm going to say, so I apologise in advance if this is a little bit all over the place. This is basically just an opportunity for me to talk a little bit about the fundraising project that I'm involved with in aid of Rape Crisis Scotland. You've probably noticed from my constant Facebook updates. Basically, this video is to try and get some more people interested in the project, to get some more people on board. At the moment, I am in the very early stages of setting up my own theatre company, and I'm writing a play about people who have been affected by rape. Not just rape victims themselves, their friends, their families. It's about the long-lasting struggle and the long-lasting impact that can have on people's lives. The play is going to be a series of monologues, and it's going to come from real people. I'm going to be meeting with people who have agreed to share their stories with me for the play. At the moment there is a very small group of us involved, but I do believe that the numbers will grow with time. And we're just meeting on a weekly basis to discuss ideas, ideas for fundraising, what we can do to raise awareness. Unfortunately, we can't do much at the moment because we haven't registered as an official group. But once we're registered as a group and we have some funding, we'll be able to, take things a little bit further. One of the things that we're planning for the near future is a fundraising gig. This will be to raise awareness of the theatre project itself and to raise a little bit more money for the theatre project. I'm going to attempt to tell you a little bit about why I set this whole thing up. It feels a little bit strange to be sitting here talking to the camera, but it's something that I have to get a little bit more comfortable with anyway. So I am a survivor of rape. I was raped last year on the 4th of January. I'd been out seeing a show, seeing a musical, went to see Hairspray, went out afterwards, went to a club. I was drunk. I was taken into a toilet cubicle by someone that I didn't know, who then raped me. I didn't tell anybody at the time. It took me a long time to actually be able to confide in someone, and when I eventually did, I told my best friend. Went to a youth worker, my own youth worker, told her, went to the police, gave a statement. Unfortunately at that time for me, my mum was very ill in hospital. She'd been in hospital for about 3 months. So I decided at that point that I wanted to give my statement, but I didn't want to take it any further until my mum was better, until I could sit down with my family and tell them what had happened, because it just wasn't the right time to do that. So I was told that was fine, that I could leave it, and I could go back, and when I was ready for things to be taken further, then they could be taken further. I was promised that nobody would contact me, nobody would phone the house, nobody would turn up at my door just to protect. Basically, I was just trying to protect my mum because of how ill she was. But unfortunately for me, I was up at a friend's house and I get a phone call. Can't remember if it was my dad or my brother, saying there's 2 police officers at the door for you, looking for you. And obviously at that time I couldn't tell them what was happening, so I ended up just having to make up an excuse and say, oh yeah, I was a witness in something. So that's what they wanted to talk to me about. But as you can imagine, I was asked about it for weeks. People wanting to know what it was about. So unfortunately for me, I completely lost trust in the police. Now, this kind of thing doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen to every rape victim, but it happens often. And I just don't think that you should be promised something if they can't keep the promise, if there's a chance that they might have to take things further, because I do understand that sometimes these matters are taken out of your own hands and there's nothing you can do about that. But after a while, I didn't really go back and do anything. I didn't go back and speak to the police. Obviously, the people that I told first were interviewed, and that was the last that I heard. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what happens after you're raped, what you have to do in terms of healthcare. Obviously, I went to the hospital. I went to a sexual assault clinic. You basically have to get injections just to make sure that you haven't caught anything. Checkups, it's not pleasant. I mean, the last thing you want is for people to be touching you, is people and having to go into detail every time you go there about what happened to you. It's horrible. It's not. But the one thing I will say is that the staff at that hospital are fantastic. They're not patronising. They know how to approach you. Really nice, and made the whole experience there easier. I went for counselling at Rape Crisis in Edinburgh. I only ever went for one counselling session because at that time that was all I could cope with. That was all I needed. Afterwards, I didn't have a job at this point, so I really just wanted some normality back in my life. And eventually I got a job as a tour guide in the underground vaults in Edinburgh. I worked there for 8 months, and it was extremely important to me. That job pretty much kept me going for those 8 months. It gave me my confidence back. It gave me a sense of empowerment. I had an absolutely amazing time there. Unfortunately, recently I was signed off work for 2 weeks by my doctor due to stress caused by not dealing with what happened, not talking about it, just completely putting it out of my mind. So I became very stressed, I became very anxious, I became unable to cope with things, and unfortunately for me, when I went back, I didn't have a job to go to. My services were no longer required. Instead of sitting about and feeling sorry for myself for not having a job, I decided to start this campaign, set up this theatre company, start writing this play. I don't mind sitting here right now and talking publicly about my own experience, because if I can help one person, if I can change someone's life, if I can raise awareness, if I can make people aware of these really important issues through my own experience, then I don't care. I don't mind sharing it with people. I'm not telling people this. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I don't want people to, feel like they have to come up and give me a cuddle and give me sympathy. I've got a real sense of empowerment back in my life, and this is what I'm using it for now, is for this project. So really I've got my own story, which will be used in the play. But like I said, I'll be meeting with other people who are also going to be sharing their stories. Obviously, I haven't been to the justice system. I don't know what that's like, so I can't give you any, kind of information about that. But this play is going to be incredible. It's going to be very diverse. There's going to be lots of different stories in the play, and just like I said, I'm going to make sure that everything gets mentioned, everything's covered. If you're watching this just now and you've not switched off yet due to boredom, and if you're interested in getting involved with the play, if you yourself have been affected by sexual violence, if your friend, if your family member, whatever, if you think that you can have any input in this project, please get in touch. if you want to help with fundraising, if you want to help anything, any ideas that you might have, then please don't hesitate to get in touch. Obviously this is something that I'm extremely passionate about, but we do need a lot more people to get involved. We need the numbers to grow. So like I said, if you're watching this, if you know of anybody that might be interested, that might be able to help, let them know. I'm going to be posting some more videos in the future. Probably going to set up a new YouTube channel to do a series of videos giving people advice. I mean, everyone's different, everyone's experience is different. How I felt, how I'm feeling right now may be different to how other people feel. I'm not going to sit here and talk about how life gets so much better and amazing, and how you're going to all of a sudden just wake up and be okay, because that's not the case. I'm far from being okay, but like I said, this has just given me a real sense of achievement and empowerment already. I'm going to stop talking now because I'm just rambling on and on and on. But I'll be back soon with maybe a better structured video, one that's not so chatty like this. But thank you for watching, and thank you if you took the survey that I posted earlier on. Thank you if you're still watching this video. Okay, bye. I just watched a bit of this video back and noticed that I said that I'm not going to sit here and tell you that your life is going to get better and amazing if you've been a victim of sexual violence. I want to take that back. Things get better. They don't get better right away. Life might not get easier right away. Like I said, I am far from being okay right now, but things will improve. Things will get easier. Relationships might seem impossible right now, but in the future, I hope in the future for me, they'll get easier. I just wanted to clarify that so I wasn't being all doom and gloom and your life is over, because that's not the case at all. So, thank you.